What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. This is Cucumber Reacts with your host, Scott, and we're going to be finishing up the first side A of Sabotage by Black Sabbath, released in 1975, July 1975. One of Black Sabbath's underrated albums. My dad told me about this last night, and I've been going through side A today, so you'll see 3 videos today, and they're all going to be songs from this record, all off of side A. And this looks like this is the last song off of side A. Looks like this song is called, what is it called? It's called Megalomania. So yeah, so we're going to be getting into this thing. It's a long song. It's almost 10 minutes. I'm going to pause in the middle to try to avoid copyright. And we're going to see if this thing can even compete with Symptom of the Universe. Because Symptom of the Universe to me was, it has to be one of Sabbath's best songs in their discography. I loved it. I added it to my Spotify playlist even before the song was over. Super dynamic, great performances. Ozzy sounded great. It's just the whole thing was spectacular. So we're going to see if this thing can even rival that. But before we get started, if you like the content, be sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what other Black Sabbath songs you'd like to see me do on the channel. So without further ado, this is Megalomania by Black Sabbath, the 2021 remaster. Let's go.
Obsessed with fantasy, possessed with my schemes. I mixed reality with pseudo-god dreams. The ghost of violence was something I'd seen. I sold my soul to be the human obscene. How could this poison be the dream
I shouldn't have paused it there. I should have paused it at about 3.5 minutes, because that was when the song definitely radically shifted into this more conventional Sabbath approach. I think the beginning of the song was a little bit more adventurous and ambitious for them, and dare I say progressive. I know progressive's not a word that's typically associated with Black Sabbath, but that's the only word that really fits for me to describe that. It was psychedelic, it was dreamlike, it sounded drug induced, it was, the vocals had this crazy effect on them where they sounded like when they would come in, they'd be like dun 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 dun, and then I remember Alice in Chains using that a couple of times too in their on their albums. But the voices, they slowly get louder, and they create this cadence where they come in fully, and then Ozzy's voice had some kind of effect on it. I don't know what it was, but the whole experience was like it was like floating in a cloud of marijuana smoke is what it was like. And like I said, very stoner, very psychedelic, very progressive. And I enjoyed that part a lot. That part of the song is really, for me, it caters more towards prog nerds, like people who listen to King Crimson, Jethro Tull, Genesis, Yes, bands like that. Like, I think they really did a number on the listener with that. I've never heard Sabbath sound like that, quite like that. And then at about 3.5 minutes, then they transitioned away from that atmosphere, that sort of world that they had built, and they got into more of this riff-driven, sort of more conventional Sabbath style heavy metal sound. So, and that's where we are right now. But I said I was going to pause in the middle, but I really should have paused it back then and really commented on that first part. Additionally, I think some of those vocal harmonies that were in there reminded me of Paul and John from the Beatles. It had sort of that kind of British, a British rock, or that harmony that you hear on a lot of the Beatles tracks. And it was kind of weird hearing that in a Sabbath song, but I'm going to go ahead and finish this out. We've got another 4.5 minutes left, so let's go. Is this Judas Priest? This part of the song sounds like it could have been on British Steel, man. I mean, don't crucify me for that comment, people. Okay, this is my own subjective interpretation of the music, which is what we're all entitled to. So if I say something you don't agree with, that's fine. But don't leave a bunch of negative, spirited comments, okay? We're just having fun here. This is just supposed to be for fun. I gotta say it again, man. That riff, the guitar riff, okay? That's all I'm saying. It sounds like something from early Priest, which would have been mid to late '70s era. Um, that kind of rocking, like I don't know. It's just like a, how do I describe it? It's like it was a sound that was birthed in the '70s, but it really was perfected in the early '80s, especially with albums like Screaming for Vengeance. And that basic guitar riff, that metal riff, that's what's happening in this song. And it really makes me wonder and question how much crossover there was between Black Sabbath and Judas Priest. If they knew of one another, if they were listening to each other's demos, if Priest maybe stole some inspiration from Sabbath, and maybe if there was any pollination between those two bands, cross pollination. So that's kind of what I'm wondering about right now. This is wild. I'm going to go ahead and finish out the song. Honestly, I don't even know what to think about that song. The effects on Iommi's guitar were insane. Uh, I wish I knew what that was. Ozzy, um, you know, R.I.P. Obviously, he's gone now, and I think his passing marks the end of an era in music, and there will never be another one like him. And his voice is early Sabbath. You don't have early Sabbath without Ozzy, so he was stellar on this track. And but those effects on Iommi's guitar, that those tones, man, it all felt like something that Judas Priest would do, and I can't shake that. I can't shake it. I don't know why, but I'm just listening to this, and I know this came out in '75, and I think Rockarola came out in '75, and I think Sad Wings of Destiny was '76. And I'm just curious if maybe there was some influence between the two bands, if they were going to see each other play live, if they knew of each other, if there was any cross pollination there, because that definitely sounded a lot of what appears on Priest stuff, Priest albums from that time period. I thought the first part of the song was the most interesting, um, because I love Judas Priest, and they're one of my favorite bands from the '70s and the '80s, but I think they kind of did that style to death. And seeing Sabbath do it is like a really big head trip for me. And I guess what I prefer more in this song, what really gets me is that first 3 minutes and 30 seconds. That more dreamlike, stonerish, psychedelic kind of cloudy, celestial sort of approach to playing music. I thought that was really cool. It reminded me of being in the Twilight Zone a little bit. And I like that kind of stuff. So this song to me was all over the place. It was sort of like two songs. Um, it's funny because I just did two songs together on one video on my previous video. But this was truly like it felt like two songs. And but I thought it was good as usual. Sabbath never fails to deliver. They never disappoint. And yeah, guys, I'm gonna be doing side B soon. Not today though, because I can only send out 3 videos today. Because otherwise, my subscribers won't be able to see the videos. Uh, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and publish this. And if you guys have any recommendations for Sabbath, then I'd be happy to receive those in the comment section. Please keep the comment section civil. Don't spit a bunch of venom at me if I don't have the same take you did or that you do on the music. Try to be compassionate and have some empathy and be understanding and be an adult, and long and short of it. And, hopefully there'll be a lot more to come on this channel. I don't know if I'll have a schedule for uploading videos. I just felt like doing some videos today, and I plan on doing more tomorrow. So, I hope you guys have a good morning, good day, good evening. And this is Scott for Cucumber Reacts signing off, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.